Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Amy Jones, mother of 5. I have 4 teenagers and 1 7-year-old. For those of you guys who have not seen me, make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the bell so that you'll. So today I want to show you a little bit about how I have arranged my homeschool space in a small space. So we have, like a good size house, but all of our house is used for living space. So technically our house has 2 bedrooms. It was built as a 2-bedroom house. However, it does have a front/office space, and then also there's a finished basement. And in the basement, there's a living room area, 2 walk-in closets, a bathroom, a space down there that has kind of a partition. So when we moved to this area, we could not find a place for rent, and we actually were homeless for a whole week and lived in a hotel. And this place was available, was able to get in touch with a guy, and it worked for us. We could make it work. It's on a beautiful golf course, and it's just amazing. It's lovely, and it was cheaper than where we were living before. So it was a fantastic opportunity for us. And even though there were some things that obviously didn't necessarily fit, like being 2 bedrooms and not 4 bedrooms, it was okay. So a little bit about our family size. I do have an older son who is almost 23. He is attending college now in North Carolina. I have an older daughter who just turned 19. I think she'll be 20 in December. And so she is also in college, living on campus. And then I have another daughter who was in high school when we moved, and she did not want to change from her high school, so she decided to stay with a friend where we lived before in Atlanta. And so she comes back and forth every week and stays 1 week here and then 1 week in Atlanta. And then I have 2 kids that live at home. I have a 16-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter, and they're both homeschooled. So a little bit about the homeschooling arrangement. So when I first started homeschooling, I started homeschooling back when my older children were all little, and I homeschooled them for like kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. And then I went back to school myself to become a physician. And so when I went back to school myself, I of course put them in school. So they were in public school and still are. My younger son has always had some difficulties in school, not like education wise, it's not like he can't read or do math or any of that stuff. In fact, it's the opposite. He is extremely accelerated in math. He's extremely accelerated in these subjects, but he does have some motivational challenges. And so for him, it was really hard to get him motivated and to keep him on task in school. So the 1 year that he did really good in school was a year that I was able to go and talk to the teacher on a regular basis, at least once a week. In fact, is the only year that I ever decorated a teacher's door for like Teacher Appreciation Week. So she was so monumental in helping him to be successful that year. And that would be one of the last successful years that he would have in public school. And it's unfortunate because he is so smart. So I found out just before he was going into high school that there were some kids that had apparently been bullying him in middle school that I was not aware of. And I made the decision then that given the fact that he was having these homework issues and motivation issues, even though he was still passing his classes, I made the choice that year to bring him home for high school, which is completely backwards. Most people are like, I don't want to homeschool high school. I want to send them to school. And for me, it just felt like the right thing to do. It wasn't necessarily because he couldn't do the work. It was more so because I felt like there were a lot of things going on at school that he wasn't really sharing with me, and that maybe was also having a little bit of an effect on his his mood and stuff. So I made that decision to bring him home for high school that year this will be his 3rd year in high school at home. Throughout that, we've kind of just had a lot of challenges, of maturity challenges, and the same things, you know, that he had at school about doing the work and that sort of thing. So this year he's back on board and doing what he's supposed to be doing. Last year we tried to do co-op and enrolled him in a college courses for the year. That did not go very well for us. And so this year we're doing complete homeschooling. I am able to be here with him this year, and am hopeful that he'll be able to get through his curriculum and get all of his credits to graduate next year. So he'll be graduating next year, be senior next year. So with my younger daughter, I homeschooled her for kindergarten, and she has an August birthday, and so for her at 4 years old. So she was 4 when she would have started school. So I made a decision that year when she started. She had about a month of where she was not doing well. She was crying. They wouldn't let me walk her to her class. It was really bad. So I decided that we would try again next year, and we would homeschool kindergarten that year. In our state, kindergarten is not required, and it's actually, so I was already registered for her brother, but I didn't have to officially add her to the homeschool unit until 1st grade. So the next year we moved here, and when we moved here, I was moving here for a job where I was going to be highly committed to my work. I was going to do family medicine residency, and so I wasn't going to be able to homeschool her. So we made the decision to put her in kindergarten, public kindergarten here, and felt pretty positive about that experience. And that was this past year. So this past year, she was in public kindergarten until COVID. So when COVID hit, she came home, and the only problem was that I was still working. I was actually in the ICU taking care of COVID patients while her teacher was giving us, schooling stuff for her. And I had my other kids at home from college, and they were trying to do college online, and I was still at work. So for us, it wasn't working very well. I reached out to her teacher, and I told her teacher, the situation was that I was at work, and there was no way that I could actually get all of her stuff done because I was working extra hours. And I said, what do we need to do to be sure that she passes kindergarten? And so we did what we had to do to make sure she passed kindergarten. And she did pass kindergarten and went on to 1st grade. But here, that meant that basically from March to May, she had not really been in any in-school classes. Now, I had left some stuff for her sisters to help her with, but they were in college and high school, and so they had their own stuff. And I just felt like for what we had going on, it was better if I just allowed a little bit of grace and flexibility there. So I ended up leaving that residency program, and my contract ended in June. And so knowing that that was going to happen, I considered sending her back or not sending her back. But this year, because of all of the stuff that had gone on with COVID and being in school and out of school, and then knowing that we will be moving again, and knowing that she would have to make new friends in another place and find a new school and all that stuff, I just decided that she should be homeschooled this year, as well as the fact that COVID is still very rampant in our community, and I just don't want to be sick. After being in the ICU and seeing everyone sick and treating patients with it, I just know I don't want it, and I want to keep my family safe as I can. So that was just a personal decision for us. So we are homeschooling 1st grade, and knowing that I was going to be doing that, I had to come up with a way to use the space that we have for homeschooling. So I say all of that to say that when we first moved here, I wasn't really planning on having to have a huge homeschooling space, and it wasn't something that was on my list. So we had to then find a space that we already had and make do. So in my bedroom, I have like a parent nook sort of, and so it's really like a great little office space, which is what I was going to use it for anyway. Was like for my little office, you know, my craft office, my study office. And so I kind of have it set up as an office, and right now it's kind of a mess, but when I set it up as an office, my idea was, and you'll see there are 2 chairs in the window, and then there's a space, and then I put some shelving on the wall. And my idea was to have kind of this, you know, nice cozy nook where I could sit at the window and have my coffee. And I do like to put my feet up on the ottoman when I read and when I study and things like that. So that's what I had envisioned. So it took a little bit of a change. So what I did was, instead of using an ottoman, I bought a table for a small child. And so it works as both. It's a kind of a coffee table size anyway. It works as both. And then I still have my office chair and my little office space. And I'm using the bookshelves to store our curriculum and manipulatives and things like that. So I'm going to show you our small homeschool space. And I'm guessing this is probably like, I don't know, it's a small area. I don't know what the square footage is, but you'll see it's maybe like a 6 foot by 8 foot area, something like that. And the shelvings, the 2 bookcases were built by my significant other. We're not, I mean, I guess there are 2 other shelves. Those were both purchased from, one was purchased from Target and the other was purchased from Amazon, which was a great deal on Amazon. And I'll leave a link below in case you'd like to buy either of those pieces. I also bought some magazine holders from IKEA, and you can see those here. The office chair is also from Amazon, and the 2 chairs are actually I got from Craigslist, so they were really cheap. The child size table is a kid craft table, also bought from Amazon. I think it was $99. I'll also link it below in case you'd like to try it. It's a little bit small for my 7-year-old, but it's a good size. She can still sit on the floor or at the table and use the table. And sometimes she sits on the floor and uses the chairs for a table. So it's very versatile, and it also works as a great coffee table where I can put my feet up if I want to. So without further ado, let me show you around. Okay, so this is my homeschool space. It is actually right in my bedroom. So you can see this is my bedroom, and this little area is the area that I use for homeschooling. So it's kind of a parent nook. I like this area because it has a ceiling fan and it has the windows there, and there's another window, of course, behind those curtains that I keep closed because we do have close neighbors. And then the windows on this side is very bright in the morning time. So I have some board games up here, and those are for learning games. They're American history game up there. And then I have curriculum primarily for my daughter here. And then these are books that I like to read. And then I have 2 printers and more book storage at the bottom. And you can see my little mess over here. I have a little bit of a mess here. This is my binder. I don't have a great place to put it, and I may, I actually will probably end up putting it on a shelf. I think I just found a space for it. This area right here, these are all of her little reader books that she can read. They're books that she's read a bunch of times, either from Easy Reading A to Z or Reading A to Z, or from our curriculum where she reads. This is actually stuff that just needs to be organized. It has like laminating pouches, just some random stuff that's like a travel pouch. So if I need to go somewhere, I can just take that and go. I don't have to, you know, go through everything. In these boxes down here, I have colored printer paper, like cardstock, and then I have our white cardstock, and I also have some other specialty papers in there. And then normally what I'll do is stack up things from the week that we've been working on. So there are a couple of things in there, like if we've been working on it, it'll be in there. So there's our art projects for the week. I think there are also some phonics games in there that we worked on this week. So it just, when I'm sitting in my chair and I'm homeschooling, I just lay it to the side and put it there, and then I'll go back and, you know, organize it. The shoebox is actually empty. It's just a possible craft item for the future. And then this is my little desk, and the calendar, daily routine, check off up here, and then those are just markers. Yeah, and then this basket that sits here, this is a basket that has random stuff. So this is like phonics cards. So if we're doing phonics, I can pull these out. These are math counters. Uh-oh, hopefully I don't spill them out everywhere. These are like math, double-sided math counters that we use pretty much daily. We use these for like rolling covers, or we also use them to cover sight words and just various stuff like that. This is actually the case for my glasses, which obviously my glasses are not in there. And then I have scissors, a glue stick. I have some other whiteboard markers that don't fit over here. Stickers, because she loves getting stickers on her work. It's actually a really incredible motivator for her. I also have some paper clips in the bottom if I need paper clips. I have my favorite pens, some you know, paper flags, things like that. So it really is kind of just office supplies that I need regularly. This is a corner rounder. I like to use it on my things that I laminate, the stapler that I use on the daily, binder clips, paper clips, things like that. This is just another bookshelf on the side. These are all made, so both of these were made by my spouse. So this is just decorative up here. This is our Or Boots globe, which we don't use very much. I actually feel kind of bad that we have it and we haven't used it, but I had plans to use it. It's just not happened yet. These are like my Bible study books and also my journals. So it's kind of my like self-help area. And then I have my water glass there from earlier. And then in each of these boxes, so the top box is office supplies, and then this is a tray for like letters or magnetic letters or magnetic numbers. This is our math manipulative counter box. So we also use these little counter bugs for math games. I have a couple boxes of crayons here, and then this is a math dice that came with our curriculum. It actually goes down here in this box where all of our some of our math manipulatives go. So this is another box of office supplies. So this has some cute paper clips, some colored pencils, extra scissors. This is a tripod for my phone. So just like some various things, push pins, paper clips, some extra crayons, which I have a lot of crayons out already, so I don't need them really. And then some other like crafty supplies. Not usually, like, I don't use this as much, except for just mainly for paper clip storage. Yeah, this is what I've had for a long time. It also is mainly a place where we store the colored pencils. And then I used to do a lot of like planner stickers, and I can't part with them, so those are my planner stickers. I have more stickers in this box, planner stickers, and also those reward stickers that I mentioned earlier. And then this is our math manipulatives box. So you can see that dice actually goes right over here. And then I have some bags, so like these are good for hiding things in. I had a business where I used this for my packaging, so I already had that. And then in here I have some of the Didax cubes and also some other math type games. And I have these rings in there for if I make other math games, you know, when I laminate something. Let's see what else is in here. So these are number cards, you know. So mainly it's just all math stuff. So it also, I think there's also counters in there. So like, counters in there. And then behind those doors are actually my books. And I also have some art supplies in there. But these are like my medical books that I used for school. And some planners. And then I have some crafty supplies over here that are kind of hidden away by my curtain. And then on this side, I have more storage options. These are coloring books in this box. And then down here, what I'm doing is taking her completed work and trying to keep it into like a first grade portfolio. So it'll go here just so I can kind of see her progression from when we started to when we ended. This is actually the current unit of our reading lesson. This is some more of our math. So as we complete it, I just put it in this box. I don't know yet what to do with it, so that's kind of why I'm doing that. This is probably where I'm going to end up putting that binder machine. And then that's like a light box for Lily, so when she writes her words, she can do that for fun. These are reading books for Lily, more reading books, and then just storage of these extra things. So this is all of her sight words are in here. I have most of them clipped here, and then some extras right here. This is for math. It's a spinner. This is our calendar for the month. She also has some things that she uses. So this is stuff we use like daily. So these are the books that we read. Her daily readers as we're reading. Those go in here. She also has the sight word, you know, writing chart helper, and then there's also a math helper in here too. So that's kind of, I needed somewhere to put the things that we use regularly for her, and this made a really good option. It's just Velcroed to the back of the chair. It's one of these, I don't know what they're called, but they're just folders, you know, super simple. And then this is her table that also works as like a coffee table / ottoman for me. This is an extra container for markers, and I put some binder clips on there because I'm always using binder clips and always losing them. So as we use something that has a binder clip, I'll just clip it here, and then if I need it, I'll take it from here. I like having this on here. This is also another helper. You know, I feel like kids really do very well when they have, like, I don't want to call them cheat sheets, but for lack of a better word, like, you know, cheats. So this is her. So that's what we have there. And then I have a nameplate. I don't know if I can maybe blur it out or something. Anyway, I have her nameplate there, and it has the alphabet and numbers on it as well. They're just 2 slipper chairs, and then underneath them is some storage as well. Have a blanket under there, and then some games like Clue and some like fun games for game night. In this cabinet is my art cabinet. So I tried to put all of our art supplies in here. And we have our watercolors, Play-Doh. These are her crayons and scissors, and then also her pencil sharpener. And this little pencil sharpener is super cute, by the way. Down here I have hole punches. There's watercolor paper. This is Play-Doh tools. My pens, and the laminator, as well as laminating paper, and then some extra folders are down there. Yeah, pencil sharpeners. So it's pretty much the art closet. There are also some stamps in there for if she wants to stamp. Most of that, though, is very controlled. And then underneath, you can see that little blue thing that has her letter magnets in them. Yeah. So I've organized all of our pencils, pens, markers, and then this back here is like hole punches and scissors in the back. And then, of course, I just have a yeah, and so this cabinet itself is actually from Amazon, and I'll link it in the video. And then this cabinet is from Target. I just got it the other day. So yeah, so it works pretty well. It's a small space, but it holds our curriculum, and